Okay, I want you to picture this for a second. You're sitting at a table in a dimly lit venue. The background is just filled with these empty tables under a really soft, moody glow. Up ahead, you can just make out the faint silhouettes of a singer and a musician. A slow, incredibly emotional saxophone melody fills the room, accompanied by this captivating female voice. It feels so real, so intensely atmospheric. But what if I told you that this entire jazz club experience, the song, the singer, the lighting, the camera angles, was created without a single physical instrument? No camera, no film crew, nothing. Can you really direct an immersive music video entirely from your laptop? The answer is absolutely yes. And in this explainer, we are going to reverse engineer exactly how it's done.
Welcome to the AI Music Video Blueprint. Today, we're taking that incredible, immersive creative vision we just talked about, and we're building it from scratch. We are transforming what sounds like a totally overwhelming process into a super clear, actionable pipeline that literally anyone can follow. Whether you're a content creator looking to level up your channel, an educator, or honestly just someone fascinated by how art and technology are colliding right now, this workflow is absolutely going to blow your mind.
Okay, let's dive into this pipeline. We'll start off with the AI music revolution, move into generating the song, and then directing the visuals. After that, we'll tackle animation and editing, finalizing and publishing, and wrap the whole thing up with some absolutely essential rules for success.
Section 1. The AI Music Revolution. High quality, zero barriers.
Section 2. Generating the song, the foundation of the vision. You know, every great music video needs a killer track, right? But to get a genuinely good result from audio engines like Suno AI or Udio, you can't just type in, "make a good song." You have to feed them the right ingredients. It's basically a three-part recipe. First, define the exact musical style. Are we talking smooth jazz or maybe an upbeat pop anthem? Second, you need to nail down the overall mood. Is it melancholy, highly energetic, romantic? And third, select the language of the song. If you are vague with these three things, I promise you, the AI will give you a vague result.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how all those ingredients come together to create a highly specific prompt. That prompt is the ultimate magic trick for getting the exact MP3 you need. Listen to this example. Slow jazz, saxophone, emotional female voice, night bar atmosphere. See, it doesn't just say make a jazz song. It dictates the tempo, the lead instrument, the exact vocal texture, and the vibe of the room. The more precise you are here, the better your final audio track is going to be.
Section 3. Directing the visuals. Structuring and generating.
So, before you go generating a single frame of art, you have to remember that a true director structures their vision first. Think of this as a three-step process. Step 1, decide on the type of video you're making. Is this a narrative clip with a beginning, middle, and end, an ambient video, or just a cool visualizer? Step 2, you literally take your new song and cut it into parts, the intro, the verses, the choruses. And finally, step 3, you associate specific visual ideas with each of those musical sections. By doing this, you're creating an incredibly cohesive blueprint that's going to make the editing phase an absolute breeze. Now that you have your blueprint in hand, it is time to start generating. You'll be using heavy hitters for this, platforms like DALL, Midjourney, or Leonardo AI. Your mission here is to generate the characters, the physical sets, and the moods you just mapped out. But please remember this golden rule. You have to maintain strict visual consistency. The style, the color grading, the whole graphic universe needs to feel completely unified. And a quick pro tip from top creators, always generate multiple variants for each scene. You'll definitely want those options once you get into the editing room.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds. Animation and editing, bringing it to life.
All right, so we have our audio and we have a folder packed full of stunning, visually consistent static images. But a music video has to have movement, right? It needs rhythm. You basically have two paths you can take here. The simple approach is incredibly fast. You just take your static images and apply the Ken Burns effect. You know, those slow digital zooms and pans. It works well. But if you really want to flex your creative muscles, you've got to try the advanced approach. This is where you feed your images into AI video generators like Runway ML or Pika Labs to create realistic movement, gorgeous lighting plays, and complex camera dynamics. It just creates total immersion.
Regardless of which path you take, you are going to end up in the editing suite. This is the absolute climax of the project. You'll import your music and your visuals into an accessible tool like CapCut or Canva. And here is where the magic really happens. You absolutely must synchronize your images precisely to the rhythm of the track. When that beat drops, the visual literally needs to shift. You add your dynamic transitions, making sure the visual rhythm perfectly echoes the musical highs and lows. That perfect synchronization, that's the glue that fuses all these separate AI assets into one single breathtaking piece of art.
Section 5. Finalizing and Publishing. Preparing for the World.
Okay, your video is completely assembled and it looks incredible. But now, we have to polish it up for an actual audience. The technical steps here are pretty straightforward, but you can't skip them. First, add your final title. And depending on the vibe of the video, maybe think about overlaying some stylized lyrics across the screen. It's actually a great trick to boost viewer retention. Once all of that is locked in, go ahead and export your final masterpiece as an MP4. Try to aim for 1080p, or even better, a super crisp 4K resolution.
So the crucial point is, creating the video is honestly only half the battle. If no one actually sees it, it's just taking up space on your hard drive. To really conquer massive platforms like YouTube and TikTok, you have to play the algorithm game. You need to aggressively optimize your video title to make it super clickable, craft a context-rich description, and pack the whole thing with strategic keywords. That way, your newly minted AI music video actually surfaces when people are out there searching for your specific vibe.
Section 6. Rules for Success. The Reality Check.
Now, I know it's incredibly exciting to have all of these powerful tools right at your fingertips. The creative possibilities are literally dizzying. But before you run off to produce your first full-length album, let's ground all this with a quick reality check. First, ensure tight coherence between your music and your images. A mismatch in tone will instantly ruin the illusion. Second, avoid visual clutter. Just because you can add 100 crazy AI transitions doesn't mean you should. Keep it clean. Third, test multiple versions and watch them back before you hit that final export button. And finally, and this is a big one, always check copyright and usage rights. The rules around who owns AI-generated content are super complex and constantly evolving depending on the platforms you use.
Which brings us to a really fascinating crossroads to end on today. Think about it. You just became a director, a musician, and an animator, all from your laptop, using models that were trained on millions of data points. You structured the vision. You wrote the prompts. You edited the rhythm. But in the age of AI generation, who truly owns the copyright to your creativity? Is it you, the person who wrote the prompt? Is it the software company? Or is it the original artist whose data actually trained the machine in the first place? As you go out and explore these incredible tools to build your next visual masterpiece, that is the million-dollar question we are all going to have to navigate next.